that, O Muslims, appreciate this knowledge of Allah and recite it, and then learn the knowledges of men and master them. Religious knowledge and secular knowledge hand in hand. And wallahi, brothers and sisters, the early Muslims understood this very well. This Quran came down on a society that did not know how to read and write. The Arabs were so backward at that time, so uncivilized at that time, they did not even have a script, a perfect script for the Arabic language. And hardly 10 people in Mecca knew how to read and write. And yet, within a decade, within a half a century, education began to spread. Within a century, Muslims began mastering the other sciences. And within 2 centuries, Muslims were ruling the world economically, technologically, scientifically. Wallahi, brothers and sisters, we've heard this so many times, but it is so true. We know the names of men who would come from Europe, from Germany, from England, and they would study with Muslims in Andalus, and they would study optics, and they would study physics, and they would study mathematics, and they would study medicine, and then they would return to Europe as doctors and engineers. Do we not see the reversal now? Where do Muslims go to study doctorate and engineering? What has happened to the Ummah? There was a time when Europeans would come to us to study even the secular sciences, and then they would go back and teach it to their people. And it is true to say that we sparked the Renaissance, and we sparked that intellectual curiosity that then caused the West to overtake us. Where did we go? What happened to us? Why didn't we understand the spirit of these divine verses? Brothers and sisters, there is much to say and time is short. The basic message, Allah Azza wa Jal in these 5 verses emphasized the cornerstone of our religion, and that is knowledge. Knowledge, ilm. The cornerstone of our religion, the foundational factor that makes us truly Muslim is to know who is Allah, who is the Prophet, what is our book. That is the religious knowledge, and then also to master the secular knowledges. The fact of the matter, brothers and sisters, we have mastered secular knowledge. There's no question about that. How many amongst us here are engineers, doctors, lawyers, accountants? Wallahi, our percentages are way higher than mainstream America. Yet the fact of the matter is, how much do we know of the first Iqra bismi rabbik? How much do we understand of the Quran? What do we know of our religion? How much have we studied the Sunnah of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam? When we have neglected that knowledge, of what use then becomes the other knowledge? You need to have the religiosity, you need to have the spirituality. Without it, that knowledge is not going to be of benefit. You need to have that ruhaniyah, that iman in you. And so, brothers and sisters, the primary purpose of this surah, of these 5 verses, is to emphasize one concept, the importance of